Muslimah. Now, a lot of people come over to this country, people coming from Arab lands, and they notice that Americans don't pronounce the last sound. They don't pronounce the last consonant of an H, the ha. So they'll write their name. They'll say, okay, my name is Muslimah. And they won't put the ha there because you can't pronounce it. You know? So that's why you don't see it sometimes in transliteration. But nonetheless, in Arabic, it is there. It is to be promoted and to be spoken with. Does that make sense? Okay, now I went all around that way because we want to pay attention to what? Details. Yes?
Okay, the word of
no
ums. The first word up there is a singular word, right?
Yes, ma'am.
The second word is plural.
A broken plural.
Right, broken plural. And what's the third one?
The third one, it is a sound plural. Feminine, a sound plural, a sound feminine plural. A sound feminine plural. Just like you did in English, and just now, you said this was a broken plural. In English, how we set our words up is backwards from Arabic. Like, for example, when we say Abu Tawba came, you put the actor, then the action. In Arabic and most other languages that are very clear, they put the action and then the actor. That's easier for the mind. Here, we put, it's a plural that's broken, okay? But you pronounced it and said it's a broken plural, right? Because that's how we understand it in English. Likewise, it's a jam'u mu'annath as-salim, but we say a sound feminine plural. We go the opposite way in understanding it. Sound, because the first thing is that it's sound. It doesn't have any ismu illa. We don't have any weak letters in it. The next thing is that it's feminine. Then the next thing that it is plural. Okay?
Any word that is broken is properly done.
Any word that is broken in its construction for any reason, it is called jam'u taksir. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Maybe I didn't hear your question.
Okay, any word that's broken. The last class, you were saying on the board that when you find a broken plural, it's a feminine word.
No.
That's not what you were saying?
No, if I did say that, that was a mistake. If I said that anytime you see a broken plural, it's a feminine word, that's a mistake. What is correct is that anytime you see a broken, any change in the plural of a word, meaning in the body of the word, then that word is considered a broken plural. Okay? Now, a sound feminine plural is a word in its singular is feminine.
Okay.
Like Muslimah. It's a single word, but it denotes femininity. Okay? This could be ismun mufrad, a singular word. Okay? However, it's feminine in meaning.
Okay.
So when we make it a plural, it becomes a sound feminine plural, and we add on the end of this the alif and ta to make it clear that this is a sound feminine plural. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Now, the only thing that I can bring you to understand also is that plurals are considered feminine in another way when we talk about jins, gender. Everything is masculine or feminine in the Arabic language. So plurals would be considered like this is a feminine. Like you say books, you say hiya, meaning they are, but that is feminine. But that's not what we're talking about here. That's on another whole type of understanding.
How you would say Muslimah? How would you say Muslim as men? Like a lot of men?
We'll deal with that later with the wow. But to answer your question, we would say, we would add the wow and noon. And so Muslimun would become Muslimun.
Oh.
You understand?
So everything in Arabic that's broken is usually referred as a feminine word. Like,
no.
Like you have boats.
Right.
That they usually name it a feminine word.
Right.
Feminine name.
No, let's do this, because you're getting confused on one thing. The thing that you're confused about is every word in Arabic is either masculine or feminine. Right. Okay? In and of itself. In and of itself. Then we have what that thing is. For example, Talha. Talha is a feminine word in its construction, but it denotes a masculine. You understand where I'm coming from? Talha is a man's name. But it's a feminine word because of the Taramabuta here. Do you understand? Or like you want to say bait. Bait is a house. Or the sun, for example. The sun is what it is. It's something dealing with the earth, but it's considered feminine. You understand what I mean? So the earth is considered feminine. Water, anything on your body that's in twos, you know, and everything is considered feminine. So your hands, your feet, your ears, these are feminine, but your head is not. Does that make sense?
So if I have a bunch of pencils, is it considered feminine?
If you have a bunch of, you will say hiya aqlam. You will say they are pens or pencils, right? But that's dealing with, that's a whole different, that's in reference to the nature of those things. But the pencil in of itself is not feminine.
No.
You understand what I mean? Here we're talking about words, a jam'u salim, a sound feminine plural. We don't mean that at all. We're not even talking about that. What we're talking about, the word in and of itself is feminine. Like a woman's name. Like Muslimah. She is the woman. It refers to a woman that is Muslim. Wa alaikum as-salam wa rahmatullah. Do you understand that? Yes. So, or mu'minah. It refers to a believer that is feminine. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about plurals being feminine or some words, hands, you know.
Okay, but the last class that you were doing, that's what me and saying it was confused. We were like, what? Because the way you interpret, the way you put it over, it sounded as every plural was feminine. You understand?
I do understand what you're saying, but do you understand what I'm trying to explain to you now? Okay, because there's a difference. There's a difference in how you refer to the words.
Right.
Okay, does that make sense? Yes. Maybe I'm giving too much. I don't want to confuse. I don't mean to confuse you. Because Arabic covers so many different. There's so many different styles of looking at a word. Okay, now, what's the next part of the poem? Recite the whole line again. It says, ضم واو ألف ونون علامات رفع بها تكون فارفع بضم مفرد الأسماء كجاء زيد صاحب الألاء. Go ahead to the next one. وارفع به نعم مؤنث فسلم كذا المضارع الذي. Okay, now I want to get past this one. This is كذا المضارع. Al-Mudari. Okay, Al-Mudari. The Mudari, we went over again before. Al-Mudari is a word that is in the present going into the future tense. I'll keep it simple like that. Okay, now it is recognized by this construction. You can say anata. Everybody say anata. Or you can say nati. And nati and anata, they give you the letters. Just like we said awa. When the word is preceded with an alif or a noon or ya or ta, noon, alif, you know, ta, ya, in front of the word, then that is a word. That is where you can tell that word is in the present going into the future tense. Okay? For example, we'll use the word fa'ala. Okay? So if we say yaf'alu, wa taf'alu, wa naf'alu, wa تفعلوا. No, I said يفعلوا تفعلوا. Huh? أفعل. نعم. أفعل. This is, you see the alif, the noon, the ta, and the ya in front of the word. These right here is what we're talking about. Okay? That's all in these words right here. So, that's what we're talking about when we mean a mudari. A word that has this precedes, and usually it has an fatha over it, normally. Is everybody with me so far?